And we're live. It's Adam Robinson, founder and CEO of retention.com. Before my 10-year journey as an entrepreneur, I actually had another 10-year journey, and it was as a credit default swap trader on Wall Street. I worked for Lehman Brothers. I went all the way through the crisis. I worked for Barclays after Lehman Brothers. And somebody on LinkedIn the other day asked me what I learned from my 10 years on Wall Street, and my immediate reaction was nothing, because the skills that I have now that are enabling me to succeed as an entrepreneur, who at this point I think I have earned the title seasoned, are literally completely unrelated to the skills that I had when I was a somewhat average trader. All that being said, I reflected on it and I did learn some stuff. So here are the 5 things that I think I took away more than anything else. So having lived through that financial crisis in a trading seat, trading credit default swaps, it really, this idea that's, quote, Warren Buffett has, be greedy when others are fearful, fearful when others are greedy. There is a feeling and a behavior of people that act in the financial markets when things are really bad and they are terrified. And the opposite is true. Like last fall, people are buying NFTs and making 1,800% in a day. And like that is sort of thought of by people who don't understand the financial markets well as something that is just the way of the world now. I believe that I learned how to feel that, see that. Unfortunately, in the fall of last year, I bought a ton of crypto and got roasted. So I'm still not good at acting on it. I think I have this intense optimism that allows me to get sucked into revolutionary stories at the highs. I plan to not do that next time. I literally gave all my money to my friend Eric Cooper, who's an RIA, with instructions of just buy. Which brings me to my next point. Instead of trying to outperform the market and trade single name stocks, I only want to buy indices, meaning the S&P. SPY is an ETF that traces the US S&P 500. That is all that I will buy except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. It requires no thought. And I think the reason that I believe this is because I actually know people who can outperform the market, and they are so much smarter, less emotional, and better at investing than I am. Why am I going to waste my time? I have a particularly addictive personality when I start trading things around, and like the amount of mind share versus the amount of value it's going to create for me is like nothing. I'm actually pretty good at this entrepreneur stuff at this point. And single name stocks or single name anything is like a huge distraction. So I learned from that experience that I'm actually not even that good at it. So I'm just going to buy SPY. I actually think that this is a big one. That career taught me fluency in talking like an adult, which I think is very important. Being in that environment and just being sort of molded into a culture that you wanted to succeed in, where people were incredibly professional. I think that that's incredible. That is very valuable. I could have used it earlier, in fact. I think I could have skipped college, gone to Wall Street, done that 10 years, or even done 5 years, and then started a career as an entrepreneur, and it would have been really helpful. I don't wish I would have, I think this is a big one. Being professional. Totally learned that. I actually did 18 months in investment banking before I went into trading, and in doing so, I acquired mad Excel skills. And if you've ever watched an investment banker use Excel, they don't use a mouse. It's incredible. It's like a beautiful mind, their fingers on a keyboard. I'm not quite that good. I maybe never was, but still, I can use an Excel spreadsheet to convince incredibly smart people to give me large amounts of money to do things. And I haven't tapped in on that in a while, but I think I might soon. Who knows? But that's a huge positive. And then I just remember the first time I walked in, I was like really long this one credit called Beezer, and there was a headline, fraud at Beezer, and I lost $8.5 million in one day. In the entire year before, I made $600,000 in my P&L. And I thought my life was over, and like lo and behold, it wasn't over. And I think in a weird way that actually increased my risk tolerance substantially. Like right now, I'm really, 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 really going for it. Like I'm so all in on this thing. It's crazy. And I know if it doesn't work out, I'm going to be fine because I went through a lot of P&L volatility as a trader. And that was a huge takeaway. My name's Adam Robinson. Follow me if you want to watch me build a unicorn in public over the next 12 months. Those were the 5 things that I learned from my 10 years as a Wall Street trader at Lehman Brothers. Signing off.